elderly man makes a wish at the cemetery to see his deceased mother again, but then something magical happened. The man suddenly fainted. He awoke to find his hands had become tender. On leaving he was in the shape of a teenager. Not only did he become able to walk, and riding a bicycle became much easier. Before he realized what had happened, the cars on the road were all decades-old brands. Finally, while passing a mirror, Thomas realized he had become a teenager. Soon he thought of his mother whom he hadn't seen in years. Thomas apprehensively arrived at the door of his house. A familiar and unfamiliar man appeared at the door. Memories came flooding back. Soon Thomas remembers that it's his father. Puzzled, he was greeted by his father. That's when Thomas saw a familiar figure in the kitchen. It was her mother, whom she hadn't seen in 40 years. He tried to hold back his tears. Seeing Thomas standing still, the mother thought he was too tired and told him to rest. Then he went to his room. On the wall were posters of his favorite movies, and toys of different animals. Some pop music records, all of which made Thomas feel a lot of emotions. The memories of his childhood came back to him. His sister looked at him and thought he was crazy. Thomas thought it was all a dream. He'd go to sleep and then he'd wake up. He woke up at night, only to find his parents and sister still there. Thomas had a lot of questions in his head. Was it really not a dream? But he couldn't do anything about it. The next morning he woke up. Thomas was still a teenager. He stroked his beard out of habit. Though he looked only 15 years old, he had the soul of a 50-year-old in his head. He just wanted to know what was going on. But soon enough, he found out. After school, his friend invited him home to play. At his friend's house, Thomas saw a science fiction book. It was about a man who traveled back in time, and his life was changed. Thomas realized something. He immediately left his friend's house. According to the setting of the novel, he traveled back in time to change his fate, so he must have traveled back